thank you very much. I'm extremely honored to be here this afternoon. Thank all of you for coming out. What a great turnout. I think the room is filled with mostly entrepreneurs and a lot of students and other friends of the university that would like to be entrepreneurs or work in an entrepreneurial environment. But first I want to say that Dan Freeman gave me 9 minutes to talk about and I'm like, okay, I can't do this in 9 minutes, so I'm going to do my best, Dan. Probably down to 8 now, right? So, but one thing I learned is that when you make a major gift to UD, you have to explain yourself. So I've been asked to say why the gift, why now, why entrepreneurship. Obviously, you heard a little bit about my background. I don't have any education in entrepreneurship. Like most entrepreneurs that I know, kind of learned on my own. The school of hard knocks, sort of, and just learning by trial and error. The field of study and the education of entrepreneurship education is growing very, very quickly. Many universities around the country have entrepreneurship programs. Some are much more advanced than others. We just talked about the University of Arizona, which is in my backyard in Tucson, Arizona, one of the top 5 ranked entrepreneurship programs in the country. But to be honest, 10 years ago when I discovered that program, I didn't realize there was entrepreneurship education. And it's an evolving field. When Scott started the program, I wasn't aware of it, and again, we want to thank Scott for getting it started here. Dan Freeman has picked up the ball with incredible enthusiasm, very mission-driven. I don't think he sleeps. So, not to mention your family that you take care of, and that's awesome. So I was very interested in doing something, my wife and I should say, we're very interested in doing things to really help make the world a better place. We have a foundation and we make contributions mostly to healthcare organizations, solving issues with diseases, cancer, heart, things like that. But we really thought deeply about, well, what is it that really makes a difference? And the answer was, a vibrant economy. What supports all the freedoms that we all hold dear here in America. And that's having economic strength. Now, granted, we're having some economic woes right now, but we're going to come out of it. We're going to come out of it because entrepreneurs will get the education. They'll have the ability to take wonderful ideas and innovations, not only of their own, but of others, other inventors. Technology transfer out of universities is extremely important. There's a lot of pent-up intellectual property, knowledge, inventions, and technologies that never see the light of day because there aren't entrepreneurs at their side to help them take those out and commercialize them. The opportunities in entrepreneurship are just boundless. There are no constraints, no restrictions. The government, we often look at the government as saying, well, there's a lot of regulation and things that prevent entrepreneurship. That's not really true. I mean, some of those things exist, but they can be overcome. Really, the foundation of this country is to encourage and inspire entrepreneurship. And the political leaders in our country today are all working towards that. I don't think they have the answers per se, but they're working on it. But to me, the real answer comes from people like us that have ideas and want to take them out and commercialize those. Entrepreneurs do 3 things. They make the world a better place by taking products, services, processes, and technologies and make them available to the world, whether they're in health sciences or lawnmowers. I like that one a lot. I don't mow my lawn anymore, but I really wish I had that so, when I did. So entrepreneurs make the world a better place, which is our ultimate goal, and they create jobs. They're the biggest job-growing engine in existence. The failure rate of startups is super high. And one of the reasons that everybody points to is lack of funding. But that can be solved too. To me, the main reason is because they lack the know-how to really launch an enterprise. And all the things that are required, it's a daunting task to start a business. You not only have to have expertise in whatever it is that you're offering to the world, but you have to understand the whole business side of starting a business, hiring people, HR, IT, legal, compliance, banking, accounting, sales, management, leadership, funding. Did I mention funding? We need money. But most of all, we need customers. When investors look at a new business, they're looking at the people, they're looking at the concept, but what they really want to know is, do you have customers? Will people really, eat what you're making? And so that's where you talk about proof of concept and proof of concept labs and things we call open innovation. And the university can be the center of that universe of providing a platform, not only for more of the classroom side of education that you'll hear more about a little bit, but the real world experiential. How do I know my concept's really going to be accepted in the marketplace? And all the budding entrepreneurs in the back of the room, right now their focus is on proving their concept. They're great at talking about it, but will people buy what they have? And they need a forum to discover that. And that can be done with collaboration with the university and labs. It can be done with local businesses or national businesses. And so there's so many opportunities for the university to not only take the technology and inventions that are created within the university and spin them out, but to take outside ideas, bring them in, help test them, and then spin them back out into the marketplace. So I think the opportunities are unlimited. I look at the university as a phenomenal resource. When I came here, and I met Dan Freeman, and I was inspired by his passion and his vision. And I met Dean Weber, who is fairly new to the university, and his complete support of Dan's program. That was inspiring to me. And then I met President Harker, and I learned about the path to prominence and the 5 guiding principles to the path to prominence. Delaware first. And Delaware, by the way, I think of as an innovative state. I think it could be known as the innovation state. And I heard a lot of negativity when I came back to Delaware about, well, we're not really creative, we're not innovative here, we don't have venture funds. And those are all the things that people think we don't have. But back in 1802, there was a young man named E.I. DuPont that was an immigrant from France, with borrowed money, started a little gunpowder company. And you look at the impact on the world that company has had, and not to mention Delaware, which I don't need to talk about. The Bill and Bob Gore started a tremendous company based right here out of the university, employs 8,000 people worldwide. The economic impact of that company has been tremendous. We don't usually think about farmers as entrepreneurs. With our College of Agriculture here and developing technology to make farming, more efficient and more profitable. Delaware has 2,500 farms. They're independent operators. These guys are entrepreneurs. They produce over $1 billion in crop yield every year with an $8 billion economic impact to the state. And they're #1 in crop production per farm in the country. And they also have a program that started in the state of Delaware last year for young farmers that can get no interest loans to start a farm. How cool is that? So, I'm looking at the Office of Economic Innovation and Partnership here at the university. That's like, wow, that's awesome. I haven't ever heard of something like that. And it's a great program here where entrepreneurs can come in, help get funding from SBA or other programs. Inventors in the College of Engineering can learn how to get their invention patent protected and do something they call tech transfer and commercialize these things. And some of these even drive revenues for the university, which obviously is very important for sustainability, for this great institution. So there's many, many reasons that I was inspired by the people that I met, the programs here, the Delaware Technology Park, Mike Bowman, who's a national thought leader in regional economic development and technology park. It's a unique partnership between the university, the state, and private enterprise. You can probably, if you're a good jogger, you can run right over there. It's very close. It's a tremendous facility here. And the STAR campus, science, technology, and research, and what? Advanced. Not and isn't really helpful, right? So we're tearing down Chrysler plant, and we're creating an environment. We're going to bring in great companies, technology companies, research companies. I mean, I don't know who else in the country has that. So it's very inspiring. So I'm just glad that we can help accelerate where the programs are today. And, it's just, to us, it's inspirational. So before I close, I know I'm way over my 9 minutes. I'd like to introduce my wife. Patty Horn is a Conrad High grad, former nurse, and an entrepreneur. She started her own company in the music industry. She's now retired, and
I started making money.
As soon as you start making money, she proved she could do that. So check that off. My daughter Jennifer is here, who's also an entrepreneur. With no entrepreneurship education other than what she might have heard around the dining room table, she started a women's apparel business from scratch, and she designs, manufactures, and markets women's apparel, and we're, of course, very proud of her. She's off to a great start in her business and is becoming nationally recognized for what she does. But I'm sure if she had a chance to talk, she'd say how much she could benefit from a true entrepreneurship education. And I just want to encourage all of you that are students or know students that have ideas, and it doesn't mean you have to want to start a business. It just, having an entrepreneurship education helps you understand business. Maybe you're going to be an accountant or a lawyer or an investment banker, or even if you're an inventor, you may not want to be an entrepreneur, but you want to be part of an entrepreneurial enterprise and activity. And so learning about entrepreneurship is just absolutely critical. Entrepreneurs are great learners, and so we know entrepreneurship can be taught. And so I want to congratulate Dan and President Harker and Dean Weber for supporting the program so much. And so thank you, everybody, and I'm way over my time.